Hello everybody and welcome back to the labs. I am Toasty and this is break time in the labs. Today we're trying out Factorio. And actually not trying out. Today I am playing Factorio. I've had this alpha probably for about a year now, maybe a little bit more. I saw a post on it. Oh, I'm typing for some reason. I saw a post on it a little while back, or over a year ago, and somebody said check it out, so I said sure, and so far I am I'm quite happy with it. So I played it on and off for about a year. I know how it works and what to do fairly well, and the mechanics, but there's been some updates. I think the last time I played it was over 2 versions ago, so there's lots of things that have changed, not the least of which was even the menu. Like, it's just completely changed altogether. So this is Factorio free play, and we're gonna check it out and see what's different and what's good and what. Look at this little tiny patch of iron. And this is kind of like a sandbox game. I'm playing in free play and not in the campaign. There is a campaign mode. Ooh, this has gotten a bit more stuff in it than last time. And in the campaign mode, I don't know. I've just never been a huge fan of that part. So this is Factorio mode. We've got a world created the way we like, and I've just spawned in. You can see from my map here. I've recorded a couple of these break times, but they, how should I say this? Some have been good, some have been not so good, for the break time in the labs. I'm gonna put some up. I've recorded 3 or 4 different games, just trying to, they haven't all gone really the way I'd hoped. So they were all games that I hadn't really played before. Some I had seen played, but still hadn't played much of at all. So I decided, you know what, we're going to, there we go, I got us an X. We're going to play something I know how to play and how it works, so that I can go through it a bit better, and I know it'll at least be, if it's bad, it's because it's not fun to watch, from a game standpoint, and hopefully not from my standpoint like the last couple have. But yeah, so we've just kind of loaded in here, and in Factorio free play, you start with a couple of machines, as you saw up here that I plopped down. You've got a mining drill, a burner mining drill, and you've got a stone furnace. Now, the idea of Factorio is all about, like, the main function of Factorio is all about automation. So you have all these little things you can do. Oh, there we go. You have all sorts of stuff to do. You gotta tech up. You've crash landed on a planet. You have advanced technology from where you're from, but now you are kind of stuck here, so you kind of got to start from scratch. In free play, they start you with a couple of machines, and they start you with, of course, a couple of resources, a gun, or just a pistol and a few clips, because there are enemies. And I don't know all of the things that have been updated. My understanding, there are like other ship landings now that you can go raid, which would be pretty cool. Where did that coal go? There we go. I gotta pick up a bit more coal, and the game is really fun. There's some really good control mechanics in it. And it's got a modding development community. It's got all sorts of stuff going for it, but it's still an alpha, and it's just been continually developed over the last couple of years, and it's really, really, really fun. I'm not sure how interesting it's gonna be to watch. If I'm gonna do a straight, couple hours and just record that, or if I'll cut in between, I haven't really decided yet. But probably for the first one, I'll just talk through it and play through it and see what you guys think. So, first thing we need to do is get some coal. We can see in my bottom right there is our inventory of stuff. The pickaxe is in there. You don't select it. It just is context sensitive. So if you're near something you can use the pickaxe on, when you press the right button, then you'll use the pickaxe. So I can put a bit of coal in here and make, in my furnace here, an iron. So everything in this game is sort of based around getting material from raw resources into crafting machines or processing machines. And it's at first it's very, very, very basic. I'm actually going to move this guy and see what happens if I do this. Yeah. So one of the first things you notice with this burner mining drill is that A, consumes a lot of power, and B, it just sticks flops the iron that it's mining, it just dumps it onto the ground. And if there's something clogging its output, it won't work anymore. So that includes just loose items on the ground. So I had to keep picking it up. Well, now I've just got it set to automatically go in there. And it'll go until it's out of fuel and this stack is full. Or it'll go until this stack is full, either way. But what we need that for is we need iron to make an iron pick. So if we open up our inventory with E, we see our raw resources. And we see some stuff that we can craft. And there's logistical things, there are production, intermediate objects, and combat. And there's a lot more to it, and this stuff opens up as you go. And there's all sorts of things you can do. And so I'm not quite sure I'm happy with my start point, but I'm going to try and make the best of it. So exploring in this game can be a bit of a pain. The nice thing about this is you don't really build buildings, and I don't have to worry about aesthetics or anything like that. I can just do all tech and all automation. It's awesome. So we've got a good chunk of iron now. Let's do a couple things. Let's get some stone. Actually, hold on. I hope the game volume isn't too loud for you. Oh my goodness, it is loud. Wow. Alright, hopefully that's not too bad. It still feels a little loud. I won't be doing a lot of mining though, so it should be okay. Oh, that's a bit better. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't have my headphones plugged in, so I couldn't really tell how loud it was. Choom, 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 choom. Alright, so once that breaks, you take out your stick and you start whacking at things, and that's not really fast, as you can see here. Even on a tree, it's really slow. But we got some raw wood from that either way. Oh. One of the things you'll notice when crafting is if you right-click on something, it does a group of 5. So instantly, I just made myself 5 pickaxes, well, almost instantly, which was actually a mistake, but not the end of the world. I really don't need to do that much mining, but I will go through them eventually. But now I have 5 iron picks. So I'm just going to grab up a few more coal. The number on the right in the brackets, if you guys can see that. I don't know if that gets any bigger for you or not. No, it doesn't. The number on the right in the brackets is the number that's in my inventory, and then obviously the addition. So better equipment gives you a higher yield sometimes, and it gives you faster mining speeds, stuff like that. But better equipment is not really used that often. Okay. So we got that going. Let's look at making our first secondary machine. Our first second machine. What we're going to need is we're going to need quite a bit more stuff. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Shoot. There goes all my iron. Accidentally just made another pickaxe. Not a problem. So what we can see right now is we could make the burner mining drill again, which is probably what we'll do to start. So let's make one of those. And the nice thing about it is as long as you have the resources, this needs the stone furnace and 3 iron gears. Because I have all the resources for that, it just does it all for you. So we're going to set this guy here. And we're going to make a chest. And we're going to put the chest here. And he'll automatically dump his output into a chest. And eventually we'll make it so that we're not relying on coal. But, or we'll always kind of rely a little bit on coal. But at least not to power our machines. We'll do an electricity grid. Let's see if how our power is doing up here. Not bad. Let's throw this in here just to get it out of our inventory for now. The next thing we're going to want to look at is maybe getting some transport belts, but that's a lot of iron at the very beginning. Oh, they got new... A lot of the textures have changed, and I'm so happy about that because they were kind of rough before. I'll probably actually work on getting a small amount of power going. So power is done in a couple of ways. You need boilers and steam engines, but I also need an offshore pump, which means I need a bit of copper. And there was some copper up here? No? Yes? Well, there's a big vein of it right over here on the map. So there are enemies in this game. They're aliens, and they're very hostile. In fact, unless it's been tweaked a lot, I found them to be, for my playstyle at least, way too hostile. Stone rock, interesting. And so what I usually do is there's a setting in this, and I love this setting. I wish more games had it. I understand playing on peaceful is boring, and that's why I hate playing on peaceful in Minecraft. There's no challenge. There's no, it's not as fun. But sometimes it's a little much. Like, especially when you throw mods in there that make tons of enemies. Like the beginning of my Karma pack, I struggled. And I know some people are really good at survival, and that's not an issue for them at all. But that is not me. And so I always struggle at the beginning of games where there's a really aggressive AI. So needless to say, I was very bad at StarCraft. Love it. Play it all the time. Still horrible at it. Because I struggle with early game stuff. I just want to kind of turtle up and get tons of resources. And then go crazy with the last tier item. And so, or last tier, machine or ship or whatever, what have you. And so, let's make one more. Oh, no. Shoot. Am I out of coal? And so, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So there's a setting on this that allows you to actually make it so that there are still enemies and that you can still attack them and that they'll still attack you. But they won't attack you until after the first time you attack them. So they're kind of like, they're passive until you tick them off, which I really like. Now, it is a lot easier to tick off than I realized the first time. I was playing a little while back and I created my first vehicle. You can make trains and cars and things in this and move stuff around. And I made my first one. And I accidentally ran over one of the aliens right after I saved. Excuse me. And so that kind of sucked. Because then they were all aggressive towards me. But it was fine. I was pretty late in the game. I could handle it at that point. So this is our offshore pump. Basically, you stick it in here, and it will begin to pump up water. I don't think it requires anything else. Then you get a steam engine. I'm going to build one of those. And let's find us our piping. Which is pretty easy. We're going to try and get our steam engine right over here. Take our pipe, connect it, put our steam engine down here. No. Did I do that wrong? We need our boiler. The boilers need coal and fluid. There we go. So the more boilers you have, the hotter the water gets, the more effective the steam generator is. So we'll put another one in just for kicks. And then what we're going to do is we're going to need to make a few of these. I'll do 2 of those, 3 of those, and some conveyors. And you can see down here it queues up everything that it needs to build. That's what I was talking about earlier. It'll make the gear, then it'll make the conveyor belt. And in that sense, it's a really good system. So what I'll do is I'll actually... I'm going to change this a little. This is... You get 100% of your resources back. Unless they've changed it, you get 100% of your resources back. Let me set this up first. We're going to pull one out. And then it'll have to go into the boiler. No. They're going to a conveyor belt. And the conveyor belt will take it and put it into the boiler. mistake. Undo it. I'm very glad that it is 100% refund. I don't know if that's a setting you can turn off. There's all sorts of settings you can tweak when you create the maps. I have this on everything's standard except for the aliens don't attack by default until you do, and the whole the every patch of minerals. Sorry, I'm thinking and talking. Still getting used to that. The patch of coal, the patches of iron, the copper, they're all a more concentrated yield. They yield a lot more. Where's my others? They yield a lot more resources per thingy. So these guys should be creating steam. Let's just take a pipe off and then connect the boiler to it. I can't connect with me inside of it though. There we go. So now you can see it's got available performance, it's got water, and it should be getting steam. Did I do that wrong? Oh, repair packs. Those are new. Thank goodness. Before, if something got damaged by the aliens, you'd just have to like rebuild it. It was really, really annoying. But now it does appear as if there are some repair packs. I'm loving the new textures. Oh, they're so good. Did I not save any of the... No, I did not. Good job, me. Let's do this. There we go. So, what I just did is I put down a electric pole. And the electric pole, everything in this blue area can receive and send power to. So what it's actually doing... Oh, I hate that. I forgot about that. Oh no, it's okay. If I pull this out, yeah. So now what you can see is what it's going to do is every time it will put coal from this box onto the conveyor belt, and then these guys will pick it up and put it in the boilers. Now, the way these machines work, these inserters work, is they will only insert up to 5. So while it could grab this coal right now, it'll only insert it when there's room for a 5th one. So I'll actually just do this for now. And this guy will keep it well stocked. And I want to make one more inserter. Oh, I can't reach it, can I? No. But what I can do... is do that. That. Now this is actually kind of silly. What the idea of that was to refill this burner with what you call it, coal. And it's not really going to be necessary because I'm going to make an electric mining drill. And the first one I'm going to use that on is our coal. That is the burner mining drill. So you can see how we still rely on coal, except we only need coal in really one place, right here. And the rest of it's going to be electrically powered. Now this guy, as far as I know, and this is a graph that I've never really been 100% sure I read properly, but basically you have your available performance in the right there, and then the actual performance it's using. And I think what it means is I can fill up that bar of performance, and then it'll start to need more power. So this single steam generator will actually do us fairly well for a little while. But we don't want our coal to all stay... Well, actually, it can all stay here. What I need now is I need to be able to make a whole bunch of these electric poles. What am I missing for that mainly? Copper. Well, let's see. I don't think I have any more copper in there. So let's go grab us a bit of copper. I'm feeling a little under the weather today, so you'll have to forgive me if I sound a little funny. Alright, that should do us for copper. So now what we're going to do is, instead of transporting the coal all over the place, we just need to transport power. We've got a bit of coal in here, and I'll put a bit more in just for now. But we'll start to move our power. And what you can see is the blue grids don't need to be connected. And actually, I don't need those to be connected either. There we go. As long as it's connected to the steam thing, I am happy. I don't know what I am doing. I'm going to take this a bit of a roundabout way. Mostly so that I can go relatively close to the copper. So I got to get it to touch the boiler. That has power in this line now. And I need these to go as far apart as they can before the wire between them snaps. I don't know if you guys can see that wire that's connected now. So you see it's connected there. Too far. Too far. There we go. And then I've gone a little bit past, so right about here I'll start to go up. How many more of these do I have? 6. That should actually do us. Alright, so now I'm going to break this guy. I'm actually going to break this. No, I won't. Where's my furnace? Still going to leave him there. But what I will do is just grab up a bit more iron by hand. That way, I can make another electric mining drill. Alright. Is that going to be good enough? What am I short? I need a total of 23 raw iron and 4.5 copper. Which you can see in the bottom right there, and that's how much time it's going to take. So, I'm actually short just a few iron. And I'm going to go need to get me some more copper. And put the copper in the burner. Where's my copper vein? Now, this may seem a little tedious running all over the place. And if you've never played this, some of you may have figured out already how we're going to fix all this, so we don't have to run all over the place. But eventually, using the conveyor systems and the transportation systems and the logistical systems, yeah, you really don't need to run all over. Is that enough? Yes. Barely. Okay. So now I can make one of them. And see it in the bottom right, craft in a way. And if I put it right here, it'll get a good yield. And all I need to do is connect it up. So we should do that. There we go. And now that's cooking away. And we're going to give it a bit of coal to continue to cook with. And that'll solve our iron problems for the foreseeable future. And we'll come over here and check our boiler, see how it's doing. See, we still got a good chunk of performance left, so we can easily hook up some automated processing of copper as well. But what we'll see here is very quickly we will start to fill up on coal. So it may not seem like there's a lot of uses for coal right now, and that's because we've already gone into the electric age, which isn't like... It may seem at this very beginning that there's not much else to do, but there's loads to do still. Like, there's a whole research system to unlock new stuff, and that's all of this, and we can't do any of it yet. Look at this. Eventually, you can build mystics, rockets, missiles, turrets. We got combat robotics, energy shielded suits, night vision, just personal defense systems, nuclear reactors, flight, robotics. Solar energy, all sorts of stuff that we can do here that is just so far away from us, but still very, very cool. I think I'm going to call it there. I will record one more of these for sure, and then see what you guys think and if you want me to keep going. But this has been Break Time in the Labs. It's a new series I'm trying out, and if you'd enjoyed it, if you like my English, please don't say anything about it. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, leave a like or comment below, and give me a subscribe if you want to see more. But I definitely will record one more at least, and then if you absolutely hate it, also just let me know and I'll try something else. Alright guys, until next time, I've been Toasty. Hang up your lab coats, or go pick up your lab coats on your way back into the labs after this lovely break. And I'll catch you guys later. Deuces!